OhYoNameTaty back again with another video. In today's video, honey, we will be talking about Flash related things. You know, last week was the finale of the Flash. I talked enough about that. I ain't gonna be talking about that and no more, girl. Today, let's talk about something else. Okay, so they had the, what is it called? Stars in the House. Stars in the House. Okay, that was they had that Tuesday at 5 o'clock, right? So I tuned in. I was watching it. I was catching the tea or whatever. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cute. I thought it was good. Only person that was dressed up was Candace. Everybody was dressed in like regular clothes. I don't know if she got the memo or not, but she said, I'm gonna be prepared regardless, wherever I go.
Candace, I almost wore that too. Oh my gosh.
I can never win with these guys. It's like
dude, I just made the exact same joke, Grant. Literally.
Okay, girl. I wish I was more like her, because I'd be dressing for comfort. She be dressing like a star. I dress for comfort. Also, Grant called Candace beautiful. Like, he was like, you look beautiful, girl. But she didn't hear it because Hartley was talking so damn much.
Candace, I almost wore that too. Oh my gosh.
I can never win with these guys. It's like
dude, I just made the exact.
But you know what I was thinking? Like, he ain't call me beautiful. He ain't ever called me beautiful when we was dating. Like, how you gonna call some other chick beautiful and never call me beautiful? We was in a whole spanking relationship and he ain't not once called me beautiful. Like, what the fuck is that? What is up with that? But yeah, I thought it was cute. You know, the only thing I complain about is this, girl. This is the only thing I had a problem with, is the fact that you had Grant and Candace, who are the stars of the show. Okay, let me not say that. That's rude. You have Grant and Candace, who are the leads of the show. But hell, they didn't even get to talk much until the second half. Grant didn't even get to really talk until Danielle, Carlos, and everybody else got into it, because Hartley and Danielle Nicolette was talking so much. Like, now, let me say this before I start going in. I thought Danielle Nicolette had an amazing story, you know, where she was talking about how she wasn't always a working actress, and like she had bills to pay and she couldn't afford to keep her lights on. Kiana, what's our electricity bill?
I don't know, but
it ain't no $300. Well, we live in the hood. We live in the hood, girl. She probably live in a suburb somewhere.
No, that's not true. Especially in the summer, it'd be hot, and depending on where she lived, the climate.
Okay, I thought she lived in Canada. I don't know, girl.
It gets hot.
And it get cold too, heater. But $300, I said, damn. Okay, but I thought her story was very inspirational. You know, she was talking about how her bill was $300 and she went to Stars in the House and they gave her the money right away and she was able to pay her bills and everything like that. She was like, I like how she was like, don't feel offended. I mean, not offended, but don't feel like, you know, pity. Don't be prideful, is what she was saying. Like, if you need the money, just ask for it. They will give it to you. Yeah, so I thought her story was cute, but they just talked too much for me. Like, hello. The thing that pissed me off is the fact that we had Grant, Candace, Hartley, and Danielle in that first live. But they didn't even really get to ask no questions because they were talking so much. Like, oh, God. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, and then, don't get me wrong. Like, I thought when Hartley started talking about the dogs, I thought that was the platform needed for him to make people aware of the things that's going on in animal shelters and what's going on with animals, period. Even though he was just talking about dogs, animals, period. Animals die every day. But if you're gonna talk about animals, you need to talk about the climate we're in today as well. Just don't talk about, he talked about animals for like 5 fucking minutes. If you're gonna talk about animals, you need to talk about how these black people is getting killed every day. If you're gonna talk about animals, you need to talk about how people are dying every day. You need to talk about the homeless people on the streets without masks, without care, without food, without money. And so if you're gonna talk about dogs suffering, you need to talk about humans suffering too. That was my thing. He talked about dogs for 5 minutes, talk about humans for 10. And that was what this live was all about. Honestly, They wouldn't be doing this live if we weren't in this climate we are in today. They wouldn't do this damn live. Ow! God told me to shut up. Okay. Oh yeah, guys, don't like. Okay, I'm embarrassed because I let Kiana dye my hair, and she dyed it. But look at that. Now, you know black girls know how to dye their hair, but Kiana forgot to put Vaseline.
No, I did put Vaseline.
But she didn't put enough Vaseline, so it's blue around my scalp, in my forehead,
Sorry.
in my ear. So y'all saw on my Insta story that I had blonde hair. Who's a blonde now? Who's a blonde? Oh, who's a blonde now? But it was really, I turned it blonde to dye my hair blue. So my hair is blue now because I'm bored and I don't care. Get with it. But yeah, I thought that live was really cute, really cute. And you know what? People need to stop talking about Grant because I think Grant looks good, okay? I think Grant looks manly, honey, with that beard. They talking about Grant need to cut his beard. He do not look good. Yes, the fuck he do, girl. He can grow his beard as long as he want. He can grow his beard as long as these checks that he's cashing, okay? Okay, so it was this video going around of Rick Cosnick, who played Eddie Thawne on The Flash, right? And he was insinuating, honey, that he might be back on the show. He didn't say, but he said, but he didn't say, but he said it, but he didn't say it, but he said it. And I was just like, I don't know why people want him to come back so much. And then an article came out talking about like, oh, season 7 is gonna be about Barry trying to save his relationship with Team Flash as well as saving his marriage, not trying to break up his marriage. And I'm like, didn't we do that this season? Like, they steady trying to break Barry and Iris up. Like, I don't even understand it. And so now people are speculating that maybe Eddie will come back as Colbert, I can't even say the word. That man, Blue, whatever his name is. Okay, he'll maybe come back as that and be a villain and try and like separate Barry and Iris, or probably try to kill Iris. I don't know what he gonna do. Because back in season 1, girl, he had a little necklace on his neck. I ain't never seen him wear a necklace a day in my life because he has a strong neck, and I pay attention to that neck, and I ain't never seen him wear no necklace. Okay, and all of a sudden he was wearing a necklace, girl, and then he got sucked up into that little worm, into the wormhole, and we never seen his body again. So he could very much be alive. Now, I thought that he was gonna be Savitar. I thought that would have been amazing. Barry and Iris weren't married yet. That they were fresh, they were new, they just started their relationship. It was brand spanking new. So I thought that would have been an appropriate. Sorry, somebody just did something stupid. Because I thought that would have been appropriate. Kiana, call that number. It said, how am I driving? Terrible. Call that number, Kiana.
I'm not finna call that man.
You're driving terrible. You're driving terrible.
You gotta also be aware of the trucks in front.
Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I thought he was gonna be Savitar, girl, which I thought would have been amazing, honey, for, you know, the drama. Because, you know, I live for drama, girl. That's why I watch the CW, because it's drama. And but no, they gonna make Savitar Barry a time remnant of Barry, and then couldn't explain it. Should have just made him a villain we didn't know, or could have made him Eddie. That would have been so perfect. Anyway, fans are speculating that Eddie Thawne will come back as someone else, but I don't know if that's a good idea. I mean, they're already married now. They talked about having kids already. Why try to bring unnecessary drama into their marriage? I just don't understand that. What else? They talking about Comic-Con is gonna be live. I don't know about that. Okay, I don't know. Like, are we still gonna have to pay for it? Like, oh, yeah. Let's go back to staying in the house or whatever. Staying in the house. Stars in the House, whatever it's called. Yeah, let's go back to that. They were finally, I feel like they always ask this question, but they asked Grant and Candace about their chemistry or whatever. And, Candace was talking about how she was nervous and stuff like that, how she messed up in her audition. Talking about, I think she said like it was a line that she missed talking about Channing Tatum, and something that clicked in my head real quick, even though I enjoyed what she was saying. I was like, why do they always have her complimenting white guys? They always have her like saying how attractive white men was, but when Scott came in there, she ain't not once said this man was fine, because he was fine. Beard and all. His beard was glorious. Like, she compliment Barry, she compliment Oliver, she compliment Ralph weird ass, she compliment every white guy in the building, but they can't say nothing about her. Did that make any sense?
No.
Like, dang, they sure do make Iris have a type. Just saying. Because she definitely should have dated, in my opinion. You saw how fine Scott was. I don't care if his demeanor was mean or whatever. He was fine. He was fine. He was only in like probably 2 or 3 episodes, and then he was gone with the wind fabulous with his, and he looked like he smells fabulous too. He looked fine. He smells amazing. His hair was on point. His beard was on point. Everything about him was just fine. His skin was clear. He looked a good height, a good weight. Girl, he looked like he could throw you around somewhere and pick you back up and just, that was one relationship on the show that I would have been fine with. I would have been totally okay with Scott and Iris dating on the show. Totally fine with it. Because mind you, Barry had Patty. Now the girls are talking and say that the girl who played Patty was always signed on for 10 episodes. She always knew that her contract was for 10 episodes. But I don't know if that is really true, because the way she exited was so weird. Like it felt rushed to me. Like, how is she talking about, oh, you never told me you love me? And I was just like, oh, we on that now? I know they sleeping together, but that don't mean they gotta love each other. Like, I didn't know that. First of all, they were sleeping together after their first date. Let's not try to act like they went on their first date, then he kissed her in the hallway, that little ugly side kiss that he did, and then it was cute. I don't know, I'm just hating. And then yeah, that little sideways kiss or whatever. And then the deleted scene was after the sideways kiss. So he kissed her and then took her to Joe's house and did the do in Joe's house. Like, y'all couldn't go to your house? That is so awkward, girl. Like, yeah, I live with my best friend who I'm in love with, daddy. Yeah. So we about to go over there. Come get in the bed. I upgraded to a queen. It ain't a twin no more. Like, you couldn't take her to her house? Okay. Anyway, yeah, and then she talking about just nice. I will never get over that shit. Like, girl, you say just nice to a man, he is not gonna accept that. Like, what was just nice? What was nice? You think while Barry was like, oh, okay, I'll let it slide. No. Girl. It's because he didn't care. He was trying to get his rock socked off. That's why his rock socked off. What does that even mean? He was trying to get his pennies in a bunch, okay? He didn't care about how she was feeling. That's why he didn't care when she said it was just nice. Now, had Iris said that, he was like, okay, what was just nice about it? Like, what did I do? You didn't like my technique? You didn't like what I did? You didn't like it? What was just nice about it? I didn't get it. Yeah. You know? Just stupid, girl. Just stupid. But yeah, that's why I don't think, like, how you go from just nice to, you never tell me you loved me. Like, I was like, when the fuck did we get on love? Like, I don't understand that shit at all, girl. I'm like,
Maybe we tried to give them something to talk about.
I don't
make it a little drama too.
Of course, it was already drama once Iris was fine with it. Once Iris was fine with it, that could have been your drama right there. Like, oh, is she really fine? Let me go over here and start dating Scott to get my mind off of just being fine, okay? Because he's fine, period. And then she's talking about, I wanted you to tell me you loved me, Barry. And he was like, I guess I never will. Clocked. He clocked her ass. Barry was such a terrible boyfriend to Patty. Like, I don't understand how people could be like, now I get it when people say like, oh, I want Barry to be with Caitlyn because they never experienced Caitlyn and Barry being together. But I do not understand how they could ever want Barry and Patty be together over Barry and Iris. Barry was a toxic ass boyfriend to her. He was not a good boyfriend to her. Girl, like y'all so stupid. He was leaving her ass everywhere, ignoring her phone calls, lying to her ass, giving her mediocre dick. Like, what, like, I don't understand what y'all want. I don't understand how y'all like them so much because he was an asshole to her. He was not into her, girl. Now, y'all can say whatever y'all want. Like, oh, I want Caitlyn and Barry to be together. Okay, great, because you never seen how he acts in a relationship with her. So you don't know. You can't say, great. But to ever put Patty over Iris is a motherfucking mistake, bitch, because he was a terrible ass boy. Unless that's what you think love is, you need to go to therapy or something and get that revised, because a girl, that is not love. Hell, that's not even like. He didn't even... Girl, I would have broke up with his ass. So once he left me on red, once I would have broke up with his ass. Where you go? Where you go? Oh, and I don't understand how she didn't think he was cheating. All them damn lies he was putting up. How she didn't think he was cheating. Talking about, I know you're the Flash. Girl, the first thing should have been like, is you cheating? Fuck the Flash. Is you cheating? Girl.
What?
Yeah. No, shut up. But no, I thought it, oh yeah, one beautiful thing that came out of Stars in the House was Candace actually getting to talk about all the things that has happened to her negatively from playing, not just positively, but negatively from playing Iris West. All the negative feedback and stuff like that, and how she really didn't have anybody advocating for her or whatever. And it was, you know, for the first time ever, I didn't need any of them to say anything. Just sit there and let her talk. As a proud black woman, just let her say her piece, and you sit there and you watch, and you realize in your little brain,
Hallelujah,
that wow, I wonder what I could have done as just a person, not a white person, not a Hispanic person, not a black person. What could I have done as a person to help this woman out? Period. And the crazy thing about it was, go look at the numbers, honey. Look at the numbers. People want to say like, oh, they need to get rid of Iris's character. Look at the numbers. Over 3,000 people left alive once she left, and I was one of them, rightfully so. I don't want to watch the rest. Like, what I'm gonna do? What are they gonna talk about? 3,000 people left. Clock that T. So when people go around talking about, oh my God, Iris doesn't bring anything to the table. Oh my God, they need to kill Iris off. All right, let her go off and let Candace leave the show and see who we're gonna be watching. Let's just say that. Let Candace leave the show.
I'm just gonna stop watching.
I ain't gonna watch the show. Yeah, let Candace leave the show, or let her be recasted. Okay. And see how many ratings they get. They won't be #1 for long. Speaking of recasting, Ruby Rose is going to be recasted for her role as Batwoman. I don't know what's going on. It's a lot of talk. I don't know what's true and not true. There are a lot of some writers from Legends of Tomorrow was talking about her, how immature she was, laughing about the situation. I know personally, like I know her, but I remember I was following her well before she was even on Batwoman, because she was on Orange is the New Black and she's done some other movies, and she was talking about how she suffers from insomnia and depression, I believe. And so I felt like maybe that's one of the reasons why she left, because they do long hours and they're always working, and then the crossover, that's even longer. So I was thinking maybe that's why, but now they're saying like she was fired, and that could be very much true, because when they do CW shows, their contracts are for, if the ratings are good and everything is good, they sign a contract for how many seasons. Everybody has, like, Arrow signed for 7 seasons, Flash signed for 7 seasons. I believe Supergirl signed for 7 seasons. Like, I don't know everybody's contract, but I know those 3 shows have signed on for 7 seasons. And so the fact that they were at first saying that she left the show, I'm like, how is she gonna leave? How is she gonna breach her contract and leave the show? Like, they can sue her for that because she signed a contract. But now they're saying that she was fired, and they were saying a lot of complaints about her. You know, I'm not gonna really get into it because that's messy, but they were saying a lot of stuff about her online. But you never heard of the cast saying anything negatively about her. I mean, that's unprofessional for them to do that anyway, but I assumed that everybody got along, and I thought she was a great Batwoman. I thought she was a great version of Kate, and I just don't want to see her be recast. But I mean, I don't know who else would play her. Actually, that girl from, ooh, that would be a good one. Yeah, I like her bone structure. That girl from Black Mirror, the one who played, shoot, what was that show, man? I forgot the episode, but the episode where she was in a dream world, not a dream world, but yeah, I guess you could say a dream world, and she fell in love with this black girl, and it was her first everything, like it was her first lover and everything. That was such a good episode. But yeah, I think if she dyed her hair, she could play a good Kate. But I just don't want to see Ruby Rose go. Like, right when I was enjoying it, watching a couple of episodes. But you know, that's how it goes, I guess. I don't think oh yeah, the show won't be coming back on to January. All the shows won't be going back on to January. I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the show not coming back. I want people to be as safe as possible. You know, while we're gonna miss them in October, I want the cast and crew and everybody working on the show to be as safe as possible. You know, because I'd rather them come back in January where everything is gone, so they can have Barry and Iris do whatever they need to do as a couple, versus them coming back in October and they can't hug, they can't touch, they gotta stand 6 feet apart. They gotta, you know, it's gonna be awkward. So yeah, come back in January, revise that script, think of some fresh new ideas. You know, even though they always have stuff in advance. Like, come on now, they know what their season's gonna be about, like, years in advance. I'm pretty sure once they did season 1, they already knew what they were gonna do in season 3. So but yeah, girl, y'all need to go back to the drawing board, give us some new fresh ideas, girl, since y'all coming back in January. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Most of you don't know this, but I am trying to reach 800 subscribers. I'm 45 of you guys away, okay? I know you guys can make it happen. I don't know if you guys read my description down below, but once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I will be giving 2 faithful, loyal subscribers special gifts. And you never know what it could be. Obviously, it will be Flash related, but yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and